Welcome to WP EasyCart. In this video tutorial we're going to walk through how to customize and use multi-language systems within EasyCart. We do have the ability to have various languages on the store side and even in the admin side. And so let's take a look at what we have here. You can see I just have a basic website with my demo products, and we do have a sidebar running over here, and this is going to be helpful for our widgets, and the widgets are going to be a pull down or something that lets you select the different language. We do have the ability to work with WPML, which is a multi-language system for WordPress as well. So if we're using that, we have a document walking through setup in that area as well. But right now we're just going to focus on EasyCart and how do we get multi-language in here for your users. And so let's take a look at that. So we're going to go to EasyCart, and we're going to go to settings, and we're going to go to customization here under settings and language. And our language editor is actually a very powerful tool. If you've never been in here, you'll notice that you can actually open up every panel in EasyCart, and you can change every phrase, whether it's in the shopping cart or the products. All you do is open a section up, and you can find or do a quick find in your browser, and maybe you want to change a certain aspect. You can go through and change that within this section. So a very powerful feature, being able to change every phrase on the front end. And this does deal with just the front end. That's important for you to know. Your back end right now is in English, but this language editor is just going to work with the store side of things, whether it be the products or the product details, or maybe it's in the shopping cart, you're looking to rephrase things on buttons, or maybe it's in the customer account area. So that's important to distinguish store side versus the admin side. Now right now you can see we have installed languages. I just have English, and I'm going to go ahead and use this pull down, and these are the English systems that are the language packs that we have right now. And again, they might not be perfect. You know, we've had users do them for us at EasyCart. We've tried to run some through different automated processors. We don't have people on staff that speak all of these. So if you are going to install one of these language packs, it's probably a good idea to give your store a quick look through. And don't blame us if something's off a little bit, because we don't speak all the languages, but we try to get them fixed if there's some glaring issues. So in this case, let's say I want to have English and French. I'm going to go ahead and click on French and add that. And now you can see I have English or French. And you can actually do the same thing with French that you did with the English. I can change it to French, so it's my selected language, and I can go through now every phrase, and you can see these are all in French. And so if we have something wrong, you can certainly come in here, find it, and correct any kind of a glaring issue, or if you want a customization specific for your needs. So again, all the panels, they're pretty well labeled for the most part, and you should be able to flip through here and adjust those. Now you can see I have selected language as French. If I jump over here and I open up one of my products, let's take a look at how we can make it change on the front end. That's probably the first thing people want to do, is get that adjusted there. So to do that, you'll notice that there is on this layout a sidebar, and we have a widget specifically designed for switching currency. So you go to Appearances and Widgets, and of course your theme has to have a sidebar or a widget area. So you're going to have to consult with your theme as to where you can put widgets. We can't control that. This theme just happens to have a left or right sidebar, and you can see we have different WordPress widgets here. I'm going to scroll through, and all these WordPress widgets, one of them is the language selector. And so I'm going to drag that up here, and I'm just going to put it at the top. And you're going to see it's going to load with some defaults, so you kind of understand what's going on here. It has the 2-digit code and then the language name. So you see a 2-digit code followed by a name, And you also have that up on the title where it says shop language. In French it would be boutique, and in, let's say, the Netherlands it might be something else. So this is kind of the format you need to follow. We're wrapping it in these various short codes for the language, and I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to go ahead and hit done there, and I'm going to refresh my page, and you can see we have shop language here. And I can pull it down, and there's my 3 languages. And if I select France or French here, you can see all the button codes change to French. The language for our various pagination change. If I click on a product, you'll see all the different things, whether it be different titles, different store names, different buttons like add to cart. That should all be in your language that you're looking for. Okay, and even if you go through the shopping cart should be changed, and the account area. You can see, labels, titles, all the buttons have changed to French. So we're controlling that with a widget, and wherever this widget can go, some themes have flexibility to put widgets up here in the menu. Some widgets can go in the footer. It just really depends on what your theme is going to allow you to do. But we do provide a nice little widget for swapping and changing themes. And if you come in here, let's say we didn't want the Netherlands, we could go ahead and erase this last section and get rid of the Netherlands as an option. And so now I just have kind of a 2-based system, French or English. And if I flip back to English, it changes that for all of EasyCart. Okay, so that's kind of how our language section works in all of our phrasing. That's a real quick, simple overview. It's how it's flexible. You can install the language packs here. And if you customize information in here, the nice part is if you do an update to our plugin, it's all saved. So the front end side is always going to be saved with these customizations. Okay. Now if you want your back end, your administration console, to be changed, we actually have this all built into WordPress already. So if we go to settings and general, you'll notice your site language is set right here in your settings. And if you change that, let's say we go to France and save this, your back end will actually get changed into French. And so mine's converting here, but I'll go ahead and flip it back to French so you can see it. You'll notice all the buttons here. There's kind of a some of these phrases may need to be touched up, but at least you have the core of your plugin all plugged into French. So that is already translated. You can come in here and do that at any time. It's going to use whatever you're using for WordPress. So that's, again, back in your settings, your general settings, and you can pick whichever one you want. We don't have all of them, but we're simply adding some of the major ones that we see as we create the language packs. So again, there's the front end and the back end. Our settings and language editor section is great if you just want to adjust phrases. That's a really good tool as well. But if you do want actual core languages, you can install them here. I do recommend that you only install the ones that you want. If you install all of these, you could start to slow your site down, just because there's a lot of translations being loaded in there so that the system will work. But typically we see people want 1 or 2 extra languages, and that's certainly fine to do. So just come into our language tools, you'll find it under settings. If you're looking for more customization, we're going to talk about our design in another video, as well as our emailers. Those are really popular for customization tools, and we have some videos on those. So we'll catch you on the other videos. Thanks.